everyone that I've spoken to, I would say over the past 20 years, that ends up getting an autoimmune issue or chronic fatigue, it's usually the same thing is they're burning the candle at all ends. They're eating poor quality food or processed food that they don't believe is poor quality or processed food. I would love to know what were the things that helped you heal your adrenal system? Because I hear more and more every day that people are just exhausted or they're crashing every day. So, what are the little tweaks that you made that slowly worked over time?
I had to learn how to eat better. Not only that, I had to know and understand what I was doing. Somebody can tell you, stay away from these foods, eat this way, but unless you understand the mechanism involved, you're not prone to do it very long. You tend to go back to your old habits. So when it came to anything that was feeding fungal or candida, those levels were pretty high. Then I had to understand that things that were going to cause the right way. So somebody said, just avoid anything that's in a box with a barcode on it, and you'll be fine. So
Yeah.
that's how I had to learn how to eat. Now I have to make my own food, right? Because you can't really buy food like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I don't cheat. I do cheat occasionally, and but I would say 95% of the time I'm eating super clean.
And that's what I think it's all about. It's a nice 80-20 rule. I think every body is different. So I'm more like you. It has to be a 90-95 to 5% rule because my physical body is very sensitive. And that's actually how I got into this was I found that I'm doing all the things. I'm exercising, I'm eating clean, I'm drinking good quality water. I have a positive mindset. I have a spiritual practice. I get hands on healing. I do all this stuff to maintain this physical body. But whatever is going on in my environment is still not allowing me to have energy and thrive. And so I found different frequency machines and those, and I've realized for me at this time in this world, this is the only thing that helps me be able to keep going at the optimum level that I'm used to and that I like to live.
So frequencies are very useful. The beauty of frequencies is if you run a frequency and it doesn't do anything in your body, there's no side effects. It just doesn't do anything. So it's not like taking a drug where you have a lot of side effects. And not saying that maybe taking a drug is not necessary. So I think why did I build the machine? Because of my background. I was already there. I already understood the technology. The way it was going to happen was my friend wanted me to build something better than what he had. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't too interested, but he kind of saved my life, so I was indebted to him. So I said, okay, I'll build two of them, one for you and one for me. So I kind of looked at everything that was out there, and we get back to Dr. Abrams and Dr. Royal Rife. They were using vacuum tube devices. And what I
Mm-hmm.
noticed with vacuum tubes is that they produce a very unique waveform. So if you put a square wave in, a square wave would go more up like this and then down, right? When you run through a vacuum tube, it doesn't look like that anymore. It's modified. It comes up, highlights, and then does this wave, and then comes down like this. So that was very characteristic of Royal Rife's machine and Dr. Abrams' machine. And that's why they were killing all these terrible health problems that people were having and having really good results with that. Like polio was a big thing. They were able to knock it out, right?
That's amazing.
Along with the cancer, but many other problems they were able to knock out. And the vacuum tubes had this unique carrier wave aspect to it. So no matter what frequency you use for amplification, it's always going to have a background carrier wave of 1.3 megahertz and 2.6 megahertz. And those will always be in the background. no matter what you're trying to amplify. And so I made a hybrid system using that technique. So I use vacuum tubes, and then I use standard amplification for the frequencies. So I built him a machine, me a machine, and that was going to be the end of it. And after I built my machine and started using it, wow, I started making fast recovery. Then I was feeling really good. Energy was coming back. I was looking better. I was feeling better. And then I started getting doctors calling me, and they wanted to know why their patient had a chronic disease and now it's reversed, and they've never seen this type of healing before, and they want to know what I was doing. And so I was very cautious.
Yeah.
Because I don't build a medical device at all. This is just a frequency device, and it's used for energy balancing. That's all it does.